Hi everybody, I just finished unboxing a box of 50 copies of the paperback edition of my novel, The Chestnut Tree, and I'd like to read a few words about the novel. I'm very pleased with how they turned out. The Chestnut Tree is a coming-of-age story set in the 1960s and inspired by the people and places of my hometown of Larchmont, New York. It's a story about friendship, family, courage, and doing what's right. Many of the places in the novel were inspired by real locations I knew as a child, although the story and its characters are works of fiction. It was a pleasure to revisit that world and bring it to life in this book. I hope you'll enjoy reading The Chestnut Tree as much as I enjoyed writing it. Thank you for joining me for this special unboxing of the first paperback copies of the novel, and thank you for your interest and support. And I really mean that. I really do thank my readers. That's why I did it. I always have the reader in mind. Of course, any writer always writes for themselves first. And if you can please yourself, hopefully you will please others. Here, I just opened it up to page 54. I was born in 1954, so let's see if this works. I'll read a paragraph or two. The next day in art class, I saw Sally working on a woodcut. It showed a flock of ducks rising up above the rushes on the creek across from her house. I sidled up to her and she noticed I was there. "Hey," she said, "can you help me with my woodcut?" I asked. "Miss Palmer said it would be okay if I got some help." Well, Miss Palmer was actually my second grade teacher at Murray Avenue School, and she got killed in a car crash, and we had Mrs. Hand as the substitute for the rest of that year. These kids are in 7th grade, so I decided to memorialize Miss Palmer and make her the art teacher. Okay, I handed Sally my piece of wood, and she finished drawing the illustration of the Manor Park gazebo that I had chosen for my subject. There are a lot of scenes in Manor Park where I used to go. It was a few blocks from my house on Hazel Lane, but I stuck Adam over on Oak Avenue so he'd be close to Willow Park across the street from Sally. Wait, that's a mistake. I put Adam up on Oak Avenue, a block away from Sally. I put Adam's friend Jimmy Robbins across the street from Sally. See, I can't even remember my own book. It won't be too much longer. We're almost done. Okay, then we got to work with our gouges, and little pieces of wood flew off all over the place as we both cut away the parts of the wood blocks that would not be receiving the ink. Then it was time to roll the ink onto the wood, and then we placed the paper on top of the ink and rubbed the paper back and forth with a small disc. Then we pulled the paper off of the wood block and hung the paper up to dry. Well, you know, I did make a woodcut when I was, around 7th grade. Mr. Badura was our teacher then, and he helped me do a woodcut of, it was actually linoleum, of my house on Hazel Lane. And so I sort of did a little research on how wood blocks are done to refresh my memory. I thought it was a pretty accurate paragraph. And just as a little sidelight of what kids do, we kidded around, and Mr. Badura was his name, but we called him Miss Badura behind his back. What do you know with these kids? What do they get? What are we going to do? Okay, one more time. There's the book. Beautiful, beautiful book. Thank you, Alan Dingman, for the cover design. You're the best. I hope we can work together. I hope we can work together again. That's what he told me. So long for now.